Well, it is a leap year this year, so 366 days, 8,784 hours, 27,040 minutes, 31,622,400 seconds. That's how long it's been since this all started. And it started with nothing. Nothing but an idea. Now, I've had plenty of ideas. In fact, I wouldn't say that I'm over exaggerating to say that I've at least had as many ideas as there were seconds in this year, and I don't think it's shocking to think that you have too. Ideas come and go, and if I was as good with words as some of the people I know, I would akin it to something like the tides, but that's not really my style. But what I'm getting at is that ideas are fleeting. You'll think of something, consider it for a while, and then you'll probably toss it out. Maybe you'll think about it again in another year or so, but maybe you won't. One of my ideas was to make YouTube videos. Though I won't tell you where or under what name, I started making YouTube videos years ago, before I knew all of the people I now consider friends. Did it work? Of course not. We wouldn't be here if it did, but eventually I gave up. It was another one of those ideas that had run its course. Then a few years later, I thought about it again. A different type of video, different types of content. I even learned how to edit, but time after time, nothing happened. Then, with someone who was very close to me at the time, I learned about VTubers. I didn't know much. All I knew was that the voice actor I liked was a VTuber, and that was cool. And I didn't have to do my hair. Didn't have to feel like I looked pretty that day. I didn't need makeup, cute clothes to cover my camera if I felt like I looked ugly. I just had to make a model. I didn't put that much thought into it at the time, and if I could go back and tell myself, hey, maybe put a little bit more work into that model, I would. But past me probably wouldn't listen. But in a very short amount of time, I started streaming under a new name, Mini VTuber. Very original, I know. But again, it didn't work out. Instead, maybe one person who I didn't know would watch the stream. And when my friends weren't available to watch the stream and no one was in the chat, I gave up. I do that a lot. When I feel like I'm not making any progress, I just drop whatever I'm working on. But then I heard of an audition. And then I thought, okay, well, I want to get into this company, and if I can stream and make short form videos, then I can use it as a portfolio of sorts. Well, we all know how that went. But something else happened this time. This time, people actually watched the TikToks I made. Okay, well, the TikToks, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels, but people watched. And they didn't just watch those. People went to my streams. And for once, I could stream without any of my friends in the chat, and there would still be people watching, talking, chatting, people I only knew by their usernames, and for once, I felt like I could do it. Now, you all know the basic knowledge of my streaming career. I moved to YouTube because I didn't like Twitch. I stopped posting short form videos because I hated editing them. I stopped using schedules because they gave me anxiety. I stopped streaming for a month because of reasons. And then I came back with the news of me leaving again on an announced hiatus, at least this time. Then I streamed a few times. Then I tried to make videos before I left, and then I sat down and wrote this script, and now I'm here reading this script at 2 a.m. What you don't know is that this whole time I've practically been a shut-in of sorts. Before leaving on this hiatus, all I really did was hang out with one of my friends, maybe at best once a week. I left for 2 conventions while I was streaming, which you all heard about, and I went on one-day trip out of town, which didn't end very well for me. But other than that, I stayed home. This last year has been rough, to say the least. But the one thing that would get me out of bed was knowing that you were all waiting for me. To joke around, to play games, to talk for hours on end about random hour-long videos I watch and give a not-so-brief, not very well-thought-out version of the things I learned between streams. Now, I know you guys wouldn't want me to feel bad about this, about the fact that I feel like I haven't done enough for you all, but for me, You've all done way more than I feel I could ever repay you for. But let me make a promise, real quick, to all of you. Even if my plan of making YouTube videos out of old streams for you guys to watch while I'm gone doesn't work out and you never see any of those videos, I promise I will try my best to repay you all for all that you have done. Because you deserve it. Dustin, Pyro, Ophelia, Bald, Fluffy, System, Code, Bond, Nightcrawler, Mango, Ava, Butter, Shooky, Tempest, Netheraxe, Jeff, Elijah, Sir Rhino, Water, all the lurkers, and anyone else I have failed to mention while writing this script at 1 a.m. You have given me the chance to make this idea, this dream, become real. And I can never thank you enough for that. I'm sure I probably cried during the early anniversary stream, and I was crying while I was writing this script. But really, without all of you, none of this would be possible. But now, it's time to leave this room, close the door on the year that has passed. Before we do, though, look in here again, just for a moment. Look around. Remember how this room looks. Take a mental image of it. Maybe there's a trophy. Maybe there's a diploma. Maybe there's a dog or a cat. Maybe there are friends here that you won't see when we get to the new room. And that's okay. That happens. It's fine. Because as we close this door, we open a door to a new room. And this room, it's empty, but it's super bright. There's a large window in this room, and it brings in a lot of sun. And the view outside this window is wonderful. And the best part about it? I get to look outside this window and look at the view for the first time with all of you. And we get to fill this room up with memories together. I can't wait to see how full this room gets.